Today I would like to talk to you about healing. In 2019, I suffered from a severe cough problem, and still I remember it was very terrible. I used to spit it out, and cough started developing immediately. I could have stopped it at its inception, but I couldn't because I believed in God and I used to, read His Word, and I believe that God will heal me in that. And from 2005 onwards, I don't use medicine. I baptized and believed Jesus Christ as my Lord in 2005. From then on, I started living in faith. So I believed that God will heal me. But this situation which I am talking about arose in 2019, and it continued for a week. The cough was getting severe. I prayed. Initially I was not that much bothered. I thought that it will go, but as days increased, it became terrible, and I started having breathing problems. So things were getting out of control. I started to fear, and that is a turning point. And I decided to break my belief in God, that God will heal. Medicine is not required, because some people started suggesting me that for the person who is sick, doctor is required. It is written in Bible and all that. Ultimately, I took a decision to go into doctor, and he prescribed me some medicine. And still my prayer was there, and I asked God, why God? And I was very much sad because I broke a vow, because I determined that even if I die, I won't be using medicine. But I could not follow it, because test comes, and winning the test or going through the test, then only we know what we are. I took a decision when I was very much healthy, and as the health was on, I didn't had any fear, so there was not an issue. But when health deteriorated and there was a threat that I would die, so I broke. And ultimately it took some months to get me healed, and still the problem continued, not regularly but once in a month or twice. Again I had some breathing issues, and now after some years, this is 2019 and now I am in 2022, slowly I had some stomach issues. What I found is that gas was developing in my stomach, and this occurred usually after eating food in the night, and gas started developing. And once gas started developing, cough started, and once cough started, I would have breathing issues. It cannot be predicted. Sometimes it would be okay, and this was a regular norm. So I went to the doctor, and I told them I have some gas issues. So I went to a gastric doctor, and he checked me and he told that you have to take endoscopy, and I did to take endoscopy. I was a bit afraid because a pipe is inserted in your mouth, a long small pipe. In the end they have cameras so that they can see what it's there, so they looked into, and they found that in the end of the stomach there are small what do you call small what do you call small bumps, small very tiny bumps. So they told there is no issues, it is you have to just change your lifestyle, and it is not an ulcer, it will go away. And okay, I was very much happy because I thought, my God, I was afraid when I see, and I used to study in the internet. I think that made me more afraid, and ultimately they gave me some anti acid tablets, and I used it for months. I felt okay, and then I thought I need some exercise, so I joined gym, so that because I was always studying through internet that what to do when such things come. So I found that exercise is very good for health, because when your body moves, it will have good digestion power and the stomach issues will get over. So I joined gym and things were getting fine, and still the acid the gas was there, but I couldn't, and the breathing problem would not come. Maybe in 6 months one time it will resurface. Otherwise things are was getting normal. And when such things come, so what I used to do, that is what I'm going to tell you. So usually it comes at night, so I was a bit afraid. So what I used to do, I used to pray 1 hour or 45 minutes. What is time is not important, but more than half an hour anyway. I used to pray in tongues, and then the instant fear of fear was there, that is attached to any health problems. So you should be afraid, and faith comes from God, fear comes from devil. So fear makes you more sick. That's what I found. So to avoid fear, because I have to sleep at night, if I don't sleep, it would be terrible. So I sleep, I don't know what will happen, and morning I will wake, no issues. So the fear used to come after eating food, that after eating food, before fear, gas would develop. So once gas develops, I know there is some irritation in my stomach, and then I know gas will cough will come. So when there is an irritation, and once the cough comes, I'm okay. I'm pretty sure that there may be a breathing issues in the night. So the fear was the thing which was what you call threatening me. The other reason of fear is my mother's death. It was untimely. She passed away at the age of 60. It was shocking, because she was a woman who loved me very much and supported me in everything. She used to wake up at 5 o'clock, make breakfast for me. I was in Gujarat, so I have to reach to school at 7 o'clock. So she was always behind me. And I was from a very much poor family. My father was a welder, so they had big dreams, so that I can earn a good living. And I passed out my MBA around 2005, and at the end of 2005 I took baptized. I was baptized in Bangalore, so that my family won't know. Actually I was a Catholic, but then I understood that reading Bible, I got more understanding about God, and I felt that you need to have a full immersion in water which Bible says, and I baptized myself. And mother, I told mother, but I was very much afraid to tell my father. So anyway, what I'm telling you is that my mother was a very much good support to me, but her untimely loss, it affected my mental balance. But you can't understand from outside, but I was very much depressed inside. I thought my all dreams were over and my good times were coming, and my mother couldn't see because we were a very poor family. We're merely surviving. From outside you can find that we were happy, but inside we were broke. So my mother wanted to see a good thing in my life. We didn't have a good house. She wanted me to buy some land and have a good house. Things were going smoothly. There was a hope that I would do something. Ultimately she left. So that triggered me very much. And my world was my father and mother, because I was born in Gujarat. So I have not seen any other relatives for 18 years. So I was very much, my world was my father and mother. So once my mother left, I found that there is death, and I will also go one day. Before that, I know there was death, but I was not knowing what death is. But once my mother left, so I felt and I thought, there is nothing in life. Everybody smiles when a child is born. Okay, that is a good news, but my child was born and I was happy, but at the same time I was sad, because I was telling in mind, this world is full of problems, and you have come here, and you have to struggle in this life, and you have to die. So it's not a good news. That's what I thought, and maybe it is true. So making my story short, so I started I used to pray 1 hour and then go to sleep. So I felt bit better. So my dear friend, if you are struggling from any disease, prayer is very much important. If you pray, definitely you will get that peace of mind, and ultimately you can win the disease, because if you win the fear, almost your disease will go. I feel fear is attached to disease. So in this COVID time, if anybody is listening to me, if you are suffering from COVID, that's okay. You can't do it. You have suffered, because as cough came to me, it came to you. But if you fear, it will lead you to death. So don't fear. Believe in God. Read the scripture. I used to had some healing scriptures. For my God will supply all my needs according to his riches in Christ Jesus. That was used for financial help. Whenever I had a financial problem, I used these words. And for health issues, I used to use, by his stripes I am healed. So I used to even search other passages which was related to healing. And after my prayer in tongues, I used to sleep. Once the prayer is over, I used to feel happy, though there was peace. But sometimes after half an hour again, if I don't sleep, the fear again comes. So I used to tell the scriptures, and ultimately I used to sleep. So this was my daily routine for some days. So we will have a family prayer, then I will go to sleep. But I can't sleep, so I will wake up. I will walk here and there and pray in tongues. Then I will go to sleep. Sometimes I sleep. If I can't sleep, I will take one verse and start speaking it. I will go to sleep. Sometimes this is also not possible. The fear is too strong. So I, have mobile nowadays. and with God's grace, and thanks to Ambani, that everybody has a net connection. That was a revolution. So I used to put a preacher. I used to look for some preacher, and I used to listen to what he says. So and that would encourage me, and ultimately I would sleep. So this was the way I went to sleep, and slowly things became more better. I felt more good and more power. Earlier I used to pray in the morning, from 4 o'clock. So I thought that may be the reason. And I started waking up at 4 o'clock. Not every day I couldn't. Things got more better. I was still using the medicine. I told you I started going to gym. Now I started to still the fear has gone, but the health issues was still there. So I started to control my food habits. So as the doctor has said, you have to control your food habits. So I told my wife, don't put too much oil, and I started avoiding cholesterol, because at that calf time I had a high cholesterol, that is 290. So that was one of the reason that I had breathlessness. So I told her to you cook nicely, don't put too much oil. Started avoiding oil, started avoiding sugar, started avoiding salt. Sometimes it won't be possible, but as much as I can do, I used to do. I heard from some people or during my research that timely eating food will help in overcoming gases, gastric gas, but it is not possible in my family. My wife is also almost tired every time. So time fluctuates, so I couldn't keep time, but most probably there was a time, and I started to depend on time, or on that time something I used to eat. Then I found out that small meals in regular times will help you, so I started using small meals. And before dawn I used to, before the sun sets, I used to have my food. These are all practical things which helped me. And now it is 2020. Still I have some issues, but it is almost 95% cured, I will tell you. Not much gas problem. The fear has almost left. The fear of death has left. I pray to God, give me strength. And everybody will die. Those who are listening also will die. So death is imminent. So I understood the fact. No escape from death. So I prayed to God, and God started giving me strength, and that the fear of death is almost left from me. And I pondered on that, and I don't know how it went, but I am pretty sure it is through prayer. And the disease almost 95% is left. Still I take care of myself. In between, when I had some breathlessness, I forgot to tell you, I went to doctor, and he said that you have asthma. I was a bit shocked, and he gave me some bronchitis, bronchodilator to breathe in my prescription, but I didn't buy. I believed God that God will help me, and surely till now I am not using any bronchodilator. And the breathlessness problem has almost solved. I don't feel anything, but I told you that is 95% cure. Still that 5% is there, and I am pretty sure that God will remove that 5% also. And from when I am speaking, it is 2020 July 3. For last 10 days, I started waking up early morning for prayer. I used to wake up 4 or 4:30 till 6:30 or 7. I used to pray, read the Bible, make messages. So this is helping me. This is helping me, and I am becoming more confident. And sickness is leaving me. Now I can say that I am 97% cured. I just want to tell you the truth. That's why I'm telling you. Some people just at emotional high, they say that I am fully cured, and after 2 months, you find them not fully cured. It is true that God heals, and He will do it immediately as well. But in my case, He wants to teach me something. So now I wake up at 4:30 and pray, and things are getting more and more better. And almost God has virtually cured me. And soon He has some plan, because behind that He has some plan. He wants to make me more mature. He wants to have a steady prayer life in my life, a steady prayer, because He has called me for something, and He wants to fulfill it. So my prayer life was jeopardized before this. 50-20 minutes prayer, and then I used to if this problem has not come, I don't think I would take a decision like this to wake up early morning and pray. And because of this, I am praying. So whatever God does, sometimes doubt comes in. Okay, I'm human. Why it is happening? Why the problems are coming? But still, in the inner mind, I feel whatever God does, as the Bible says, is for good. He has some good plans. So, dear friends, this way I got healing from God. So this is my true testimony, and this will help you how I overcome my weakness. Maybe you are also suffering from some disease or some problems, and definitely prayer will help you. Come closer to God, read Bible, and avoid fear. Faith is important. Fear is from devil. Fear will make you more worse. Hope my testimony will help you. God bless you. I want to tell you something. If you have not received Jesus Christ as your Savior, this is the right time. He will help you. He will be with you. Troubles may come, problems may come, but definitely you will overcome all problems in life with Jesus Christ. So give Him permission to enter your heart, and He will come and dine with you. Make Him the Lord of life. Don't forget. God bless you.